Hi, welcome to MediatorPodcast.com, a podcast and video series about mediation, negotiation, and collaboration. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I provide online valuation, divorce, and mediation services based out of St. Louis, Missouri. Today, we will discuss independent legal advice and divorce mediation with Lauren Hunt. Lauren is an attorney mediator in New York who focuses on family issues, including divorce, custody, child support, and adoption. Well, and conversations and communications about money and kids and sex are usually the harder ones to have. And I know, you'll have one party that's concerned about taking care of themselves in the future. And then you have another party that's like, I can't believe I have to give all of my, half of my money to this person. And, it's like, and they could have been married for 20 years, right? But it's still, there's a lot that goes on in that. But I think that one area that people, so like, let's assume that, because you have options, right? And everybody kind of puts together like, what are your options? But the reality is there's kind of two that are in the middle. So you can do it yourself. That's an option. You can hire
Not
up
a good
attorneys.
option.
Yeah, not a great option.
But it is an option.
And if you don't have a ton of issues and you just are like friends and done, fine. Right. But this is usually for there's some complexities. There's some things that people don't agree on how to do something. And so then we have the middle, which right now, post-COVID, the middle is only is one place where you could get something done because the courts are 1 to 2 to who knows how many years behind schedule because of the whole pandemic. So let's talk about the two middle options, right? Mm-hmm. Which is, what are the similarities or differences between mediation, and then we have a concept called collaborative divorce. Mm-hmm. And they're similar, but they're also very different. Do you want to kind of give us some ideas of some differences, maybe?
Sure. So just to quickly rewind, so that middle ground, in my view, has kind of three options. Ooh. So there's the mediation option, which is where you hire one person who sits as a neutral, and they help walk you through issues of custody, child support, whatever issues you may need to address in order to resolve your divorce. They'll help walk you through those issues and those communications. The second option is collaborative divorce, which is where each person retains their own attorney. And then there's typically another person that's retained to act as either like a family professional or a quasi-mediator in a sense. And they help move the discussion forward at the table. They sort of manage the agenda, they manage the topics, and make sure that everybody is coming to the table and able to work productively. Mm-hmm. And then you might bring in a evaluator or a financial neutral to assist in any other issues that really need some specialty work done. So that's collaborative. And then to me, the last option is just simply hiring attorneys who are both committed to working outside of court and working collaboratively. Mm-hmm. In my area, there's several collaboratively trained attorneys who will often work together, maybe not in a formal collaborative manner, but we employ the same skills that we would use in a formal collaborative. Mm-hmm. So your third option in that middle ground is really just you both hire attorneys and you both commit to trying to do your best to resolve the matter outside of court. Mm-hmm. So the difference between all of them may be somewhat apparent, but they may not. So with mediation, the mediator does not, they have to be neutral. So their role is to assist in creating a workable agreement. Their role is not to say, I don't think this is being fair to you, mom or dad. Their role is really just, will this work? Will the court system approve this type of agreement? And so during mediation, it may be very, very helpful. It's always something I suggest, and I'm sure you do too, that the parents get their own independent legal advice through their own attorney, whether it's a one-off consult or a continuing retention with an attorney. It's incredibly valuable that that person understands what the discussions actually are at the table, and maybe has the ability to strategize independently with somebody else who may be able to give a little bit more background than the mediator could.
Mm-hmm.
So that's under mediation. Under collaborative, you have your own attorney. So the drawback to mediation where you don't have your own attorney, you got to go out and hire them, that's there in collaborative. You know, the drawback to collaborative, and I use air quotes because I think that sometimes this can be a little subjective based upon the person, each individual spouse's view of it, right? But a drawback to collaborative is that you sign what's called a collaborative participation agreement, and that participation agreement basically says we are committed to resolving this matter in collaborative, and we will not pursue litigation. If there comes a point where this matter blows up, or we just realize we cannot get any further, we need to have a judge assist us.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you can terminate the collaborative, but all the attorneys have to be fired, and you retain new counsel to go forward in the litigation.
Mm-hmm.
The idea behind that is that then everybody is committed to the process because the attorney certainly doesn't want to lose the case. And quite frankly, the parents probably don't want to lose their attorney, right? They've likely developed a good relationship with them, likely spent some money with them. And so everybody is committed to the idea of like, let's get this through the non-court-based process using collaborative.
Sure.
So that's what I see as the main difference. And then the last one is really where you're just using two attorneys. The last one, I think the quote drawback there could just be as between using attorneys outside of court and mediation, hiring two different attorneys is going to be more expensive than hiring one mediator, more than likely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, and I like the distinction because I think that we will see clients come to us to work out the financial pieces, to deal with a business valuation or a pension valuation or stock rights, SARs, and all of these financial concepts that they may need to work through. But they may both have, in essence, they could have attorneys that sit outside of the mediation. So we talk about a bunch of stuff, and then they say, "Hey, attorney," outside, and say, "Is this a good deal? What should we do?" Or the attorneys, if they sit inside kind of the collaborative, then you're always facilitating discussions that you can literally at that moment say, "Hey, can I have a break with the attorney? Let's talk about this, and then let's come back."